visit to this city begins in the same way. By driving past a chunk of redwood, the words "Welcome to Centerville, Gateway to the Sequoias" carved into its lacquered bark, revealing the city to be a portal to another place as much as its own destination, making it difficult for the city to craft an identity of its own. Its identity is shifting as the string of businesses that have flared through it, leaving behind barren structures and vacant streets, chasing the expanding highways and multiplying subdivisions, imagining it will be better the next time in that place on that road. So when this city cobbled together what was left and went back to the chore of defining who it was, it struggled, stifled by the mishmash of architecture and purpose rising up from Main Street, the terracotta columns of a former bank now flanking second-hand appliances, the neon drive-in sign buzzing above treadmills and stationary bikes, the marquee of the movie theater advertising used cars. If it hadn't been for the citizens and their persistence in maintaining some semblance of their former life, lining up every morning to buy pastries at the old newspaper office, where they'd exchange ideas for shaping the city's identity, perhaps a farmer's market to replace the desolate packing houses, or a fiesta to bring back the city's diverse culinary talents, the city wouldn't have had any identity at all. The longer they brainstormed, the more the ideas mushroomed, until they imagined a city that could sustain itself simply on the guts and imagination of the few citizens left. A vision just believable enough, they began the hard work of turning the deserted bowling alley into a flea market, the empty car lot into a carnival, the defunct library into a haunted house. Soon the city settled into a meager yet comfortable rhythm, slowly regaining a sense of purpose and well-being. The citizens confident they had managed their crisis as well as their city council would have, if they still had one. It wasn't until they gathered along Main Street for the 4th of July parade that their optimism faltered again. In spite of having allowed fireworks inside the city limits and the selling of beer on the sidewalks, their celebratory spirit plummeted when they saw the parade itself, suffering from the same blow as the rest of the city. A parade gutted of its purpose, to showcase the high school band marching at the front, trumpeting the floats covered in metallic fringe and glittery styrofoam cutouts, representing the Boy and Girl Scouts of America, the Parent-Teacher Association, the 4-H Club, and the International Order of Oddfellows, the Chamber of Commerce and their restored Chevys, the policemen touting their sirens, and the firemen their shiny red trucks. They were all gone, relocated, disbanded, dissolved. So empty was the parade, the citizens were left with only each other to watch. And since they still had their beers, they did so intently remembering, until they began to see themselves in each other and moved across the street to shake hands. Not too unlike any other day of the week, only now they shook hands with their younger selves. On their way to deposit money at the used furniture store or to mail a package at the corner bar, carrying their bowling balls to the flea market or their overdue books to the haunted house, all moving with such purpose they finally understood. The portal hadn't been to the Sequoias after all, it had been to the city itself. In joyous recognition of this hard-earned lesson, they made dates with each other to celebrate their new independence. Some to eat caramel sundaes at the gym, others to watch a double feature in the used car sales room, and still others to buy champagne at the wedding dress shop. Having all agreed to meet back on Main Street by midnight, where the parade would resume. But this time, the citizens themselves would march, banded together as their own float, carrying giant sparklers and covered in crepe paper streamers of red, white, and blue.